Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello, this is Lesley Ormsby, psychic medium, healer, spiritual teacher, and of mystical stuff, and so much more, as well as spiritual stuff. So, anyway, part of that so much more is that I do these horoscope, astrological reads, whatever, star sign reads monthly for everybody. So, and for all signs. And so right now is my last one for this month, which is Pisces, you Pisces, for the month of April 2020. 2020, April 2020, what a big month April is, eh? And the ending of March, so it's like, whoa. Whoa, so we're in like day 14, because today is April the 6th that I'm making this video. So we're in day 14 of the lockdown here in New Zealand. And things are kind of like moving along. So I'm just getting I'm using these cards. Interesting. I've been starting off with the moon cycle cards, moonology cards this month for all the other reads. It's been for you. So Pisces, water sign. Pisces, water sign. So anyway, before I get into it fully, I just want to say welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, and please subscribe to my channel, I'll be posting, so you can keep up with different content that I am posting in the future about all sorts of things really, but mainly these readings. But like I say, Spirit have got all sorts of things planned, so you'll be able to keep in touch with what I'm posting through this platform. But if you are watching this on Facebook, on my Facebook page, welcome as well. Thank you for watching these. Welcome to my page. Thank you for watching these videos. And please either like or follow my page and to keep up to date with any lives and other content that I'm putting out that may be of interest to you. So the other thing is, I'd just like to remind everybody, new and regulars, to watch either connected to either platform, that these are general reads. So if it resonates, wonderful. If it doesn't, just take what it does. If none of it does, then just leave it. And what I do suggest though is don't try and make it fit, but and some of the read will actually resonate with you, other parts may not. So what I would like to suggest is that you check out what your other signs, what your birth date may fall under or connect you with one of the another signs. So other signs. So for instance, I follow my sun signs more so, which is my personality sign, or star sign, which some people call it. But there's also a moon rising in Venus. So this read is for Pisces in sun, moon, rising, and or Venus. It will be suitable for. So check it out. And I do have a calculator. I do have a link to a calculator on someone's website, that you can go in there and get a free chart done, which is reasonably comprehensive, but there's nothing like getting a full one done from that person or people. So anyway, you can go there and it'll give you a very good idea of what other signs you may be in. Okay. To check them out, because they may actually give you a little bit more clarification of what is going on for you right now. Okay, and coming into more so into this month of May. Oh my God! there's all sorts going on. So you may be planning or thinking way ahead, and thinking way ahead. And so I feel like okay, way ahead of yourself. Why? Because I'm like just mumbling away. I'm not mumbling, but babbling away there. So with yous today. Today, and this new moon, this full moon energy that's coming up on the 8th of April was going to probably see you doing a little bit more of that. Even more so, it's going to be a reason and bring up some challenges that will make you question things about yourself, about relationships, about all sorts of things going on. So, but don't allow yourself to don't get in your head too much and create a bigger story than what it already is. It's about acknowledging what things from the past, maybe our belief systems, and how you want to move, what you would like to do to move forward. Okay, how you're going to cut that out and bring that in. What do I rather be? What do I want to be, do, and have in my life? You to create a vision board about going forward to keep you centered and focused in the future, for the future. And that sort of too, and bring about this energy of positiveness and what is possible. And sometimes the impossible, it's like believing in the impossible is in the sense that everything is possible in that sense. Okay, so believe in the impossible. I love it. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just kind of shuffling these ones in this way. So anyway, okay, we'll just see what comes up. Oh, sure. Okay. Now this one, discernment. So that may be your theme at the moment, and coming into for through this month of April, which is a big thing for a lot of us. I feel like it's like discernment and discerning about what it is that we're wanting to do, where we're wanting to have, be, and not being judgmental on ourselves as well, discerning what is right for us and what is not right for us, okay? What is ours and what is not ours. And when you're feeling this anxious mood or mode that's coming in, energy that's coming in, it may not necessarily be yours to be, anxious about. So it's about being open and, grounding yourself, even though you're a water sign, I know, but it's like grounding your energy, grounding yourself here so you're not getting caught up in anybody else's, stuff that's going on in this world as a collective. So there are a lot of people that are out there that are very anxious, that are putting up that anxious feeling, and a lot of us empaths are picking up on it. And so this is where that discernment is coming in. So also you will be picking up on probably feelings and anxiety of your family members that may be feeling a little bit anxious because they're too far away from you, but also some of that will be yours, and so it's about being mindful of that, about what you are putting out as well, keeping positive in that positive frame of mind. So there's a lot of information that's really coming through really quickly, and it's like they're just turning around, so bringing in that joy and finding balance and towards the abundance that you are looking for in the future. Okay. So that is the main thing for that one. I feel like there's another one coming up through there. So, and number 3 is the number that is number 34 in the deck, discernment. So 3 is about balance. Okay, finding that balance within your life, and this is what all this the discernment is about for you. Okay, it helps us to find balance about what is ours and what is not, and delete what is not ours, or understand that that's not ours, and figure it out. Okay, that feeling, okay, that is mine. Definitely sort it out. Okay, let it go. And the other thing is but that will bring about freedom. So the number 4 in the 34 in this discernment is about security, stability, foundations. Okay, so that's what. And I get that, like for all of us is going through, there is a little bit insecure at the moment. But then a foundation in who we are, and that stability in who we are and what we are about, and the knowing and having faith and that sort of thing, and being discerning of what is our shit and not our shit, and take ownership of our stuff. It helps us to become more balanced, okay, and more grounded, more centered and focused, and feeling more secure within ourselves. So, and believing and trusting that, so we can create whatever it is that we're wanting to create from whatever comes of this, whatever the outcome is for us, with the world, we're still going to be moving forward. So, it's like, staying in that space that, you are your own champion. We are our own champion. Okay. So, so whether we swim up the creek or down the creek, okay, there is movement depending on what up the creek means to you or down the creek means to you, or, down that pathway. There are opportunities along the way that we can, tap into or float around, go around. There's rocks, there'll be blocks in the way. We see them as blocks, but then maybe we need to take a different route, and because we've missed something, and we go out that way to pick up what we missed before in the background. But also it could be that we're making that little going around that's there to make us see something, to go around to see something that we need to go and need to tap into or take with us into the future. Okay, cool. So anyway, and then we have freedom. this beautiful monarch butterfly, and 38, freedom. So in doing that, when we start to do that, we start to find a freedom within ourselves, a freedom of, in our power within ourselves. When we find that, we find, when we get there, we'll find that you'll find that you'll have more freedom, because, and freedom in the sense that you're not stuck, or you're not stuck in old ideas, habits, beings, thoughts, of the past that have been belief systems and things like that we have, accumulated or absorbed into our energy as we've gone through life. Okay, so we start to find out and make up our own mind, and pull in what we want, let go, release, or whatever, and we, it's all moving forward in a way that is for our own personal greater good, but for one and all as well, for everybody. Okay, so number eight is about infinity, and is infinity. So if you see the sign 8, is that sign of infinity, right? And the number 8 sign. So, and that's the sign of infinity. So it's about knowing ourselves, getting to know ourselves as being the infinite being, and creating that person in us. So, and this is what I feel, as a Gemini, that and what I've always felt is like, it's about learning about ourselves and creating that sense of freedom within ourselves, that actually, because we know who we are on a deeper level, it's like we're freeing ourselves from being under the control of something else or someone else, and making our own mind up. Okay, so that could be like family, the people around you, or some sort of community that you're in, a group of friends that you're in. It could be like, a religion or whatever, a culture. And it's not saying that you don't have to throw the whole lot out, but there's with a lot of things, we tend to get too engrossed in it, and we forget about what we actually want, what we actually believe in, and that sort of thing. So this is about finding that, identifying ourselves and our needs and wants, and in the most loving way, of course, as possible, and staying in that loving, higher vibrational energy. So. Anyway, so now we're going to go to the Moonology cards, which is a new deck of cards that have come to me to bring in over the last couple of months, but I actually haven't brought them in properly, fully. So anyway, we're going to start off with these pretty much. The other signs have started off with the Moonology cards, like I said, but we started off with the other ones. So we'll just see what pops out here, because we have a full moon that's coming up. So there's it's a time for wholeness, and it's which is and seeing the fruits of the year and the labours fulfilled and everything, all that sort of thing. So even though it's not like the end of a year is in the calendar year, but we have come to a point in our lives where we're needing to contemplate and think about and feel into what it is that we our journey in this lifetime is. So it's coming up to the end of a cycle, in a sense. So that's kind of what I mean by that. Okay, cool. So let me see. And you know what? It's on the 8th. Well, typically, 7th, 8th, or 8th night, depending on where you live in the world. So 8 infinite. So that's I think that's telling you something. Okay. Where your energy will probably vibrate up to quite high, or it might be quite intense for you for this full moon. Especially more so if Libra is in your signs, is one of yours. Is in your signs, and if it's in the moon sign, which mine is, so it could be quite a little bit more intense. But depending on where your level of understanding about how that works for you and how much growth you have got in yourself, it will be intense, but it's like because of that knowing and that understanding of how the energy works. And knowing and understand that it's about working with our mind and not letting it get the better of us. It's understanding what is cutting through the bullshit, basically. So anyway, this balsamic moon is time for healing. Okay, coming up. So that's definitely what we're in is this moon in this time, in this period of our lives. It is a time for healing. and cutting through bullshit and shit like that and moving forward. It's a good time too for us to now at the moment Pisces, because this is new moon in Pisces. Even though we're physically in this moment going up into a full moon, there's a new moon in Pisces. This card comes up. So they're talking about meditating and contemplation with that. So a new moon in Pisces. So there are some new beginnings coming through as this full moon will help nudge them out or nudge it towards us figuring out what we need to let go of. So anyway, and then, okay, so this is interesting because there's the first quarter moon on this card is your commitment is being tested. So it's about committing to ourselves as well as, committing to, for some of you, definitely committing to ourselves in our growth, in our health, in everything is how we move with that. So, I don't know if you're going to be able to see all of those because we've got quite a few today. But I'll just put these up because just to share their energy with you in this first quarter moon. So the first quarter moon is where we are in right now, leading up to the full moon. Okay, so in the full moon, in the first quarter moon is like the moon is getting bigger into, or it's waxing and getting bigger and growing, moving into, the full moon where the sun comes. Where are they going? Yeah, it's okay, it makes the moon look is bigger. Okay, so far out. So they're talking about your commitment is being tested. So typically in the moon, it's about okay, where are they going? Okay, so your commitment, it's about pushing. Okay, pushing new projects, thoughts, ideas into, moving them. So I kind of feel like because it's a growth period as well as going into this new moon to is transition. That's the word I'm looking for. So, so there may be in new journeys that are coming through. So whether it's be, a spiritual journey or a physical journey, it could be an emotional, and when I say mental, emotional, a journey as well as it could be the whole thing. It's a journey basically. But there may be certain things that are more, highlighted for you, and depending on what it is for you. But it's just talking about your commitment is being tested to, and I feel like it is to you, to your belief systems, to your to what the projects, to the projects that you're putting out, that you have put out. So, like I say, they're talking about in the waxing phase, and this particular is about pushing new projects and other new journeys that have been undertaken into more of toward fruition. So I guess that what I feel like they're saying is like not to give up on it. Okay, that's where your commitment is being tested. It's not giving up on that. Okay, on the dream basically. Far out. Because look at that one. Prosperity lies ahead. Oh my God, you can't make that shit up. We can, but I'm not. This is it. So, oh gosh, where am I going to put that one? So prosperity lies ahead. Okay, so that is a new moon in Taurus. So keep that, that energy of Taurus. There's that stability, that sturdiness in the bull. Okay, keep it there. Stand strong and firm in your and ground yourself basically. Because that's the Taurus is growing, so stand strong and firm in your conviction of where it is that you're wanting to go, and that commitment, being committed, and what it is the future has to hold. So I'm hearing about believing in yourself, and what is coming is things are going to be sorted out. Okay, things are happening, are moving in the way that they need to be. Okay. Anyway, I'm just going to go to these cards and I'm just going to see what comes out. Oops, there we go. That's what's coming out. So, this first card, upside down, Page of Wands. So there may be you may be going through a little glitch at the moment, and you maybe go through a little bit this month with about, in this processing period. But there's a Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands is a fire energy. So, and they're about, And the wands is typically about, is about your energy. So that's what we're talking about, your energy. You may need to bring in the page of wands energy, because a messenger is bringing creative ideas. So the messenger could be someone spiritual, your guides and your helpers, or could be a loved one in spirit that pops in and gives you a message, drops you a line. And it could be somebody that actually you see on TV or on a YouTube channel that may say something, or so a friend of yours or somebody, a family member might just say something and be like, oh my God, that's a really good idea. Not necessarily that you have to share that, but it's like something, you'll get a clue, and it's like to add to what you've already got, an idea or a thought or something anyway, that will give you a few more clues, or another clue as to like, yeah, I need to keep going. And will just to zhuzh you up, just to lift your energy up. It's like, you know what, I need to get out of that in my head, and stop that stupid crap that's running around in there, and stay on focusing on my path. And it's like I say, this full moon is going to bring up some challenging things and thoughts and emotions that might come up to. But it's not to let you, it's just a process. It's just to help you get rid of that, whatever it is, to work through it, process it, and not let yourself go back there. And if it does come up again, you know what that's about. So it's taking control of your mind and your thoughts, basically. Okay? Well, and your emotions around it. Okay? Because emotions, it's just an emotion. And it's not, we're not meant to be, sometimes the emotion is the thing that's going to be leading us in our direction. But sometimes when we let it lead us in a direction, it could be the thing that actually, doesn't lead us in a healthy way or the best possible way. And so it's discerning what that emotion is about, okay? Is about. Because we're like all intuitive, and we're all intuitive and we're all empathic, but some of us are more intuitive and empathic in different ways, in different strengths to others, okay? But to others, and it's just like the more we listen to our intuition and discern whether it is our intuition or it is an emotion or attachment to something that is taking over, it's like, because what are they talking about? Sometimes we can let our emotions get in the way that stop us from doing things that we really would like to do. So, and that's where that discernment is all about, okay? It's like pushing past it. That's where that testing your commitment is about. What is it that you really do want? Are you going to break through this? Or that, whatever it is, and not let that rule you, okay? Or let that influence you too much into whether it is that you're wanting to, that holds you back. That's the word. Not so much rule, but for some of you it will be. You can understand that, okay? So this messenger brings in this energy to keep moving, to embrace in his young energy and his fiery energy, okay, and Sagittarius. So bring in that, and maybe there may be someone around you who is a fire energy, a Sagittarius, Leo, or an Aries that you can, and it might bring you that information. Cool. So I'm turning that up the correct way. So building up your energy. So you're moving through the rest of this month and maybe even into May with this amazing energy. So these three cards fell out together. So one is the Queen of Swords, suffering with dignity and resignation is the theme with the Queen of Swords, but she's sitting there and she's in her throne, and she's although she's worked towards whatever her emotions and her beliefs and her feelings, but she's also been creative about that, and she's sussed it out, and she's conquered it. She's moved forward. She's sitting, maybe to the side, but she's got direction now, and she's following that direction. But she's well grounded as well, because she's got her feet on those on that red cushion. She's also wearing, purple as well. Oh no, that's more blue. Oh no, I'm seeing that as purple for some reason. It's actually, yeah, well, a mauvey purple. Yeah, it's purplish, maybe. Okay, and blue slippers. So there's some sort of, balance in there and in between, but she's like grounded, basically. She's figured it out. Wow. Pretty cool. And there's a little bit of, there's some dark clouds in the background there, but there's also some, grayer clouds but it's in the distance. So she's sorted it out. It's in the distance, and that's like, it's in the past, over that way, okay? Or that way, whatever. It's in the back. It's past. It's in the distance. Anyway, so she's worked through that, but these have all come in. So that's where you will head to. That's where, like, if you're like working through it and you're, sussing everything out with you, it's like, okay, I've got this. I mean, of course, there's the Eight of Swords actually here, and it's difficulties in becoming free from restriction. So that's in the middle, okay, of these two cards. It was there, but it's like, if you have a look at it, it's like, the feeling is this is bound by one own's hand, are the words that are coming through. It's yeah, that's the phrase, that's the words that's coming in through. So this is your stuff that you need to break through yourself. So it's about allowing yourself to see it, because in the background, there's the castle, and there's, and it's like, and then the clouds in the back, they're actually blue and they're pink. And, and if you look in the background there, so there's lots of love and healing energy that's going there, because it's spiritual healing energy, and she's wearing a very light blue colour as well. So I would say Archangel Michael, bring in Archangel Michael and Raphael, because they've been around me a lot lately, and because of the energy that we're going through at the moment, we're in this moment, in this time, going through. And working through processing. So there's a lot of them, but free yourself from that. So this is where the Queen of Swords coming, she's telling you can get there, basically. But you've just got to unrestrain yourself. Break free of it. So the Eight of Swords. Cool. Interesting. So then we have the Chariot, the struggle and the tension with the Chariot. So there's a lot of powerful, stuff that's going on there with and then, that process. So you are, there's a bit of working through. There's finding, and finding the balance, and there's the Major Arcana card as well. So there's something, that tells me there's a lot of major changes and things that you're moving through, and towards finding balance within here, and finding that solitude, but in a beautiful, amazing, calm way, though, okay? Sanctity, in a way, yeah, solitude is the word that I've got, though, also, but there's a sanctity within finding that solitude, and that clarity and solidarity, that's it, within oneself as well. Okay, struggle and tension there, which is, about that, but I feel like you'll in which way to go, how you're going to do it, but it's like, because there's the black and the white horse, but the Chariot is moving. So you're still moving, and keeping your energy moving, but that's why this is there. So, but yeah, it's that commitment to yourself, basically. Wow. Well, the energy's going really quiet now, so I don't feel like there's anything else to add to that, but I just feel like I'm drawn to shuffle a card from here, a card, so at the top, okay. At the top of that one is the Angel of Balance that fell out. So that's what I'm drawn to. Notice the colour? Blue. Yeah. And pinks. Same sort of colour. So just go into that space of like, because number 48, it's number 48. So you've had 34 and 38. So just reconfirming with you for security, balance, that, that it is there for you. And so and you as creating it as well, so continuing to create it, so keeping in and being in that space and that energy of being like and believing and trusting that you are secure, okay, and you are balanced, and that's and things will balance themselves out, and it is being balanced out. So 8 again, that infinity again, so just to clarify with you for you. Cool. Beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. So God bless you all. Keep safe. Stay well. Like I said, God bless you all with love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement and adventure. And I'll see you again either at the end of this month or the beginning of next month of May. Okay? Like I said, God bless you again. Anyway, bye for now. Oops.